Well, I hope you enjoyed our study of Zechariah chapter 13. The metaphor I used is the idea that there's this beautiful fountain. I love the first verse. There's this beautiful fountain that can wash us from sin and uncleanness. But there's really three types of washing that I refer to. And as it says in the pathway here, dig deeper, number one. For whom is the fountain in verse 1, and what does it do? Do you think it's still available today? And then I began to develop the idea of idolatry. What are the idols that we need to be washed of? And what is an idol? We always think of it like a picture of a statue of a rock god of some sort from some primitive society. But it's really anything I use to replace God. Whenever you heard the word idols, you could just call it replacements. Where is the place I go to find comfort, to find my identity? Where are the places I go, or the things that I think about all the time? Like I'm always ruminating on that thing. It's captured my attention. Is that God, or is that something or someone else? I think if most of us are honest, our minds gravitate toward pleasure, comfort, maybe the approval of others, maybe being right, maybe our scoreboard, all of which are good things. All those are great things. However, if they become an ultimate thing, they become an idol, and we need to be washed of that because we have subordinated God to that thing rather than vice versa. In the Try It section today, it says, try it. Verse 1 and 2 show that we are unclean, and so is the land around us. Number 1, how can you thank God for his cleansing forgiveness? 2, how can you live differently in light of his cleansing? 3, how can you steer clear of idols and uncleanness of our land? And fourthly, who could you tell about this amazing gift of Jesus? That'd be a lot to do in one day, so maybe just pick one or two of them. What does it look like to thank God? In 1 John, there's something similar to what's saying in Zechariah. God cleanses you from sin and all unrighteousness. 1 John says, if we confess our sins, he will forgive us those sins we confess and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. You know, the word confession means to agree. I agree with God what I did was wrong. I agree that I was on the wrong path and I had an allegiance to some other God. And when you do that, when you admit what you do see, because we're all got blind spots, right? But when you admit what you do see and you agree with God that it was wrong and that you're off the track, he doesn't just cleanse you of that. He cleanses you of all unrighteousness. And that's the beauty of the gospel. We've all stepped into that fountain. Because of that, we can live clean and pure. Hope you enjoyed our study of Zechariah 13, and next week we'll follow up with the last chapter in Zechariah 14. See you next week.